Have you ever noticed that certain thoughts can bring certain emotions into your body that can really weigh on you? For example, if you have to approach someone new, you may notice tension in your body, in your chest, or tingling in your belly. Or if you have to speak up in a meeting to share something that's really important to you, you may notice tightness in your throat or changes in your voice. While these sensations may seem like annoyance at first, by looking deeper into them, you will find coded messages that will help you grow and help you find a truer, more confident expression with your voice. In this video, I'll share with you specifically how to decode the messages that the sensations and emotions in your body are trying to tell you. But before we dive in, if this is your first time here, I'm your favorite Inhibited voice recovery coach, Hossam. I help people go from socially anxious to socially confident through healing their voice physically and psychologically. If that sounds like a good deal, please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. With that, let's dive in. Recently, I had a coaching session with a client that perfectly illustrates this concept. We were working on a coaching technique designed to anchor happiness. What does that mean? It's a concept portrayed in the book of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. It's the idea that, by default, as human beings, we react to the weather around us. But effective people carry their own weather wherever they go, meaning they choose their own emotional states regardless of what's happening around them, and this way they can influence the environment that they're in. But here's the issue. As my client revisited a happy memory from the past so we can anchor it into her mind, she suddenly felt a wave of sadness mixed with it. She said, "It makes me sad that it's in the past and it's impossible for this to happen again." She felt that sadness physically as pressure on her heart and throat. Now I'm going to share with you how we were able to dissolve that sadness, that pressure on her heart that she was feeling by the power of questioning. Even though this seemed like an obstacle, it was also a great opportunity to dismantle a self-limiting thought. The nature of self-limiting thoughts is that they are not true. They are produced by the mind as a protective mechanism. When not questioned, they seem true. So here goes. I questioned her. If someone had asked you 5 years before this memory if it could ever happen, what would you have said? Without hesitation, she replied, "I would have said it was absolutely impossible." So I pointed out, that means the impossible you believed back then turned out to be inaccurate, correct? She said, "Of course." I followed up, "Is it safe to say that what you think now is impossible is also inaccurate?" She paused, she deeply reflected, allowing her brain to integrate, and then she said yes. In that moment, her facial expressions began to soften. After a few moments of letting that sink in, I asked her how the pressure on her heart felt now. Her response was, "Way less," and the tightness in her throat had almost disappeared, as if her voice was starting to break free from the grip of that old belief. After a few other moments, the pressure was gone completely. This is where the power of questioning your thoughts comes in. You have to qualify your thoughts because not all of them are conducive to your growth. Not all of them are resourceful thoughts. They can also create tension in certain areas of your body. They can restrict your voice, limiting your ability to express yourself authentically. Your thoughts act like a magnet. When you learn how to shift them at the unconscious level, they start to attract what you truly want in life. And the best part is, you immediately begin to feel better overall, and your voice, both literally and figuratively, becomes more open and powerful. But now for the deeper, more real insight. Your emotions, like the sadness my client felt, aren't just random feelings. They are critical signals guiding you towards your purpose. That pressure and tight sensation she felt in her body as a result of that sadness was urging her to reclaim her hope. You see, that inaccurate thought she had, that it's impossible to happen again, this happy moment, created a disconnect. But because we are not meant to operate this way, disconnected from our hope, her emotions kept going off until she was able to reclaim that hope. She released that self-limiting thought and shifted into a more accurate alignment with herself. This is why it's so important to maintain your thoughts and tune into your emotions on a deep, introspective level. When you do this, you're not just feeling better for the sake of it. You're actually growing, aligning with your purpose more precisely. Therefore, your inner voice and the voice that you actually communicate with become in agreement. which automatically translates into more confidence and joy expressing yourself. If you've been feeling like certain topics or thoughts bring up certain emotions in your body that weigh you down, first, remember that they're not here to stop you. They're here to guide you, communicate with you, and help you step into who you are with more confidence. Here's a practical way to implement this questioning of your thoughts and emotions to get the deeper communication that they have for your growth. I encourage you to capture any thought or current emotion that doesn't feel good for you and explore and investigate it further. For example, when it comes to speaking up in meetings, if your current thought is, if I speak up in meetings, I may get ignored or overlooked, and that will be embarrassing. Maybe that topic brings heaviness somewhere in your body, maybe tightness in your throat, for example. That makes it hard for you to speak up. Well, let's question this narrative now, while keeping in mind that you're not advocating specifically for the idea that you want to speak up with. You're advocating for your right to be who you are and to participate in sharing ideas. So it may go like this. Instead of that disempowering thought, what if I speak up in meetings, I'll have the opportunity to share valuable insights. Even if my ideas aren't immediately acknowledged, they might plant a seed for a future discussion. Now, if that is a plausible suggestion, which it likely is, it automatically dismantles the tension that's in the throat that's inhibiting your voice, giving you more freedom and authenticity expressing yourself. Harnessing the power behind your thoughts and emotions is essential for your mental well-being, especially if you're trying to optimize your vocal confidence. To sum it up, by understanding, questioning, and reshaping your thoughts, you can attract more outcomes that you desire. And by tuning into your emotions, you can decode the messages that they carry, helping you realign with your core values that you may have lost. Your inner world is your compass that is constantly trying to point you towards who you are and what your purpose is. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please smash the like and subscribe button. If you haven't already, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you have any questions that I can help answer. With that, stay well, much love. I'll see you in the next video.